My brothers and sisters, what is going on? This is still Sermon in the House. Monday morning with another video for you guys, and back-to-back weeks of a victory day for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This time it is a victory Monday. Last week it was a victory Tuesday because we played on Monday Night Football, but back to doing victory Monday for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted in the box down below. So we win yesterday, 19-16. As you saw, I was pretty energetic and pretty fired up in that video for a good reason. It was an incredibly ugly win for the Steelers. Very, it actually reminded me a lot of last Monday night. We dominated Atlanta in the first, like how we dominated Indianapolis in the first half. And then we do what we always do, which is sit on the lead, let our opponent come back. And the only difference in this one is that the Falcons never led in the game like how the Colts had a lead in the fourth quarter. But we get it done, 19-16. Again, incredibly ugly win. But in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about George Pickens. So, my thoughts on George Pickens are, I really like him. I think that he's an incredibly hard worker, and I think that he has a really high ceiling in this league. He has potential to be, the number one receiver on this team. I really do think that about him. I think he plays incredibly well. I think he plays real hard. But if you saw him yesterday late in the game, he was getting frustrated. And I don't know the full reason of it. Obviously I wasn't there. I'm just going by what I saw on TV. But if you saw it, it looked like it was because he either wasn't getting targeted enough or he wasn't catching. And yesterday, it was, if you saw yesterday, it was justified. He only had one catch yesterday for 2 yards, and he was only targeted twice. So, my general thoughts on George Pickens, him being frustrated, and if you read his lips, I'm a pretty good lip reader, and if you read his lips, he was mouthing something off to the Steelers sidelines, and it looked like he said, throw me, quote, throw me the fucking ball. It looked like that's what he was saying. So here are my thoughts about him being frustrated. I think he has every right to be frustrated. I think that he is in the right to be upset because I understand, being a young player, okay? Obviously I was never a football player, but being a young player on a team, whether it's football, baseball, hockey, swimming, whatever, I was in his position. I was a high school athlete, okay? I understand when you're young like that, your emotions tend to get the best of you, and you just want to make a play, and you want to be there for your team, and you want to be contributing. And when you see him only have one catch for 2 yards and on 2 targets yesterday, I think it's 100% justified. But I think that at the same time, he should have handled himself a little bit better, because it's not like, you're in college anymore. It's not like you're in high school anymore, man. You're in the professionals now. You're a big boy, playing football. So I think at the same time, George Pickens also has to realize that, it's a rookie situation. He's a rookie going out there trying to make a play, which is very admirable and very respectful, and you tip your hat to him. He wants to go out there and make a play. But at the same time, George, at the same time, you also got to know who your quarterback is. Your quarterback is Kenny Pickett, who is also a rookie. He's a young guy too. And young quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, it's a work in progress. They're going to have their moments where they go out there and they're not going to find you, and they're going to they're going to be under pressure, and they're going to make a rookie mistake, or they're going to underthrow a ball, or they're going to overthrow a ball like Pickett did yesterday on Pat Freiermuth, or they're just not going to make the best decision sometimes, you know? So it's a rookie situation. We would not have drafted George Pickens if we didn't think that he could make those kind of plays. Because we know he can. That unbelievable catch that he had against the Browns back in week 3. Another really great catch against the Bengals in week 1. And I know that his small amount of touchdowns that he's had this year are okay. Maybe it is a little disappointing because, there are those fans that are like, oh, I expect this guy to make an immediate impact. And, I guess I was one of those fans for a while, but I also knew that it was, it's a work in progress, and that, it's unrealistic of me to say, yeah, George Pickens is going to be Randy Moss or Jerry Rice or Terrell Owens or whoever. So I guess that falls on me a little bit for saying that, yeah, George Pickens is going to make our receiving core instantly better. But I also know that, reality hit me in the face where it's like, yeah, this guy's a rookie. He'll get there. He still has a long way to go. He'll get there. It'll be okay. But I really don't know what to boil it down to for George Pickens, because I like to see things from both ends in the spectrum in situations like this. I think he's right to be frustrated because either Kenny Pickett wasn't throwing it to him, he was missing him, or George Pickens just wasn't getting open, and maybe he was frustrated with himself. I don't know what it was. But when he yells at his coaching staff, no matter how much I get frustrated at Mike Tomlin, that's irrelevant, okay? I'm just a fan. That's irrelevant. But when you're yelling at your coaches like that and your teammates like that, and CBS was highlighting when Cam Hayward had to come over and calm him down a little bit, I think he needs to handle himself a little bit better. And knowing us, if there's any franchise in the NFL that knows wide receiver problems, it's us. Now, I'm not saying George Pickens is going to be like Antonio Brown or Juju Smith-Schuster when he was here, or Santonio Holmes or Martavis Bryant or whoever, but it's just, I think he needs to realize, hey, it's a 53-man roster. You're not going to get the ball all the time. Your quarterback is going to miss you sometimes. Your quarterback is going to throw it to you sometimes, and either he's going to undershoot you or he's going to overshoot you, or sometimes you're just not going to catch the ball. Plain and simple. But, overall, I wouldn't worry too much about it right now because, like I keep saying, he's a rookie. He's going to learn. He's going to grow. He's going to mature. But it's something to keep an eye on at the same time, So those are my general thoughts on what George Pickens' little tirade yesterday. And hopefully, I hope that the game plan from here on out, not just for this coming week, but pretty much from here on out, is that Kenny Pickett, throws it to him more. Because I really do think, out of all the wide receivers on this team, George Pickens so far is our best one. Okay? Deontay Johnson is completely unreliable. That guy don't deserve $18 million, plain and simple. And I thought he did. Oh, man, I am eating a really big bowl of crow with him. I thought he did earn that money just because he had a great year last year. Now he's going back to 2020 for him. He's making the same rookie mistakes that he did the first 2 years of his career. Deontay Johnson ain't our best receiver. You might say, well, what about Steve Sims? Well, Steve Sims isn't really, an option for these receiving cores. He's more of a return specialist. Pat Freiermuth, he's a really good target as well, but he's a tight end. Calvin Austin, we haven't seen him play all year because he was injured. And I think that when Calvin Austin comes back, I think that this receiving core is going to step up a little bit. But at the same time, if George Pickens wants to act like a number one receiver, he wants to be treated like a number one receiver, he better start acting like it. Okay? Like I said a couple times, I get his frustration. I get he wants to make a play. I get that he wants to contribute. And I get that he wants to, be there for the team and be part of the reason why the team won. I understand that completely. But remember what happened with Antonio Brown. When he started getting the ball, when he started becoming a number one receiver, when he started to become the best receiver in the league, it all went to his head. So, George, calm down. It's going to be okay. I understand you're frustrated, but just know it's a team sport. You're not going to get the ball all the time. And that's all I got to say. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is Steel Sermon. Check it on out for the night. May God be with you all.